welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I'm here today to read one of my most anticipated releases of 2023. So first things first, sorry if you can hear my computer. I am currently listening to capitalism, getting that work done, working for the big guy. But it is almost lunchtime, so I figured that I might as well start this vlog because I will be reading Rouge by Mona Awad. Mona Awad is definitely one of my favorite writers. It started from when I read Bunny, and then last year I also read All's Well by Mona Awad, and I also gave that 5 stars. I have a vlog for that, so I'll leave that linked up above in case you're interested in watching the progress. But the reason this vlog is so exciting is because, first of all, I have an arc for Rouge, so I get to read it before release, which honestly is tomorrow, so it's not like as if I will be reading it so damn early. But on Wednesday I will also be going to a author event with Mona Awad at one of the indie bookstores in Montreal, Drawn and Quarterly. They also appeared in my bookstore shopping vlog, so I'll leave that linked up above too, because I did take some photos in there. But I will be filming that experience, so I wanted to read the book closer to this day. So I'm very excited about all the things that will be happening in this vlog. Obviously reading, but obviously going to the author event, meeting Mona Awad. I have no words to express how excited I am. So let's talk about, wait, let me actually look it up, because her summaries are always so convoluted that I'm like, do I even know what she's talking about? So, for as long as she can remember, Belle has been insidiously obsessed with her skin and skincare videos. When her estranged mother Noelle mysteriously dies, Belle finds herself back in Southern California, dealing with her mother's considerable debts and grappling with the lingering questions about her death. The stakes escalate when a strange woman in red appears at the funeral, offering a tantalizing clue about her mother's demise, followed by a cryptic video about a transformative spa experience. I don't want to read more about this because I feel like it's giving cult vibes in the beauty industry, which I would love to see Mona Awad tackle, because I think that that's really interesting. We know she does cults well. We know she does deranged women well, just from Bunny and All's Well. So I don't think this is going to hit any different but 5 star. It seems like it's a Snow White, Beauty and the Beastie type of retelling. So this is really, really, really interesting to me, and I can't wait to start it. So what is going to happen is that I will probably make my lunch soon and read over lunch, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I will update you whenever I have an update, probably around the 50% page mark, because I think that that's giving us a nice chunk of the beginning portion of the novel to really understand my feelings towards it. Hello, so I'm currently in a meeting room at my work, reporting to you live from the scene. I haven't reported all day, just because I've been working. I've been pretty busy coming into work these past few days. Last night I did get about 50 pages into Rouge. I'm loving it. It has the creepy Mona Awad writing that the novel itself and the story that is being portrayed right now isn't scary, but you have this unease and you know that your character is unhinged, and so you're kind of just waiting for the moment for them to snap. And I'm very interested in our main character Belle's obsession with skincare and beauty, and how that's affecting her mentally, and how she's looking to this skincare and stuff to act sort of as a replacement for her absentee type of mother who was also obsessed with beauty and this naturality. At this point in the book now, we're just getting an inkling into this mysterious organization that obviously contacted her mom, and now they're contacting her and kind of appealing to this idea of skincare and beauty, but also what's within. But instead of the what's within being really about self-care, I have a feeling that it's going to be letting oneself go to an evil sort of life. So I'm very excited to see how this continues, how it relates to Snow White. And tonight, now it is currently the day where I am going to the author event. So I am going with a friend. The author event is close to my work, which works out perfectly. And we're probably gonna go for supper and then go to the event. So see you there. Hello. So I haven't updated you since yesterday, but I got Rouge in the flesh. I'm holding it in my hands. It is signed and personalized to me by Miss Mona Awad, who I met yesterday, had a talk. She had a brilliant talk. It was hosted by Library John and Quarterly here in Montreal, so I really want to emphasize that. I visited their shop. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but it is in the book shopping vlog if you would like to go see it. They are a great store. They're doing great work with independent publishing and also indie bookstore promotion in Montreal. But let's talk about Rouge. Mona Awad was so fascinating to listen to last night, and to know that a lot of this book is based on her feelings and her thoughts on beauty in relation to herself, her culture, and the culture of Montreal, the relation of beauty and whiteness, this concept of whiteness, Snow White and whiteness, fairy tales, and like pureness, virginity, beauty in comparison to whiteness, I think was fascinating to listen to. And just knowing how much care Mona Awad puts into her books. She had mentioned last night that sometimes she finds herself really depressed after finishing books because she puts so much into it, and to be in such a surrealist, unhinged female character's mind is detrimental to her, and it takes her time to finish books and to continue writing other stories from there. So it was overall just very fascinating to listen to her talk about the representation of women that she puts in her books. As we know, a lot of her books are like very surreal. She's such a wonderful person as well. Like meeting her, she takes the time to talk to each and every person that was there supporting her. She liked like my Instagram posts and stories because she's just an amazing person. And I don't want to sound like a major fangirl, but like I am, okay? So I was starting to read the arc, but I think what I'm going to do today is go back in, highlight the portions that I already highlighted in my art, and then read some more and come back to you. I'm a little disappointed in myself because I wanted to get this vlog out by today. Like I wanted to have read the book by now, but I'm just feeling really stumpy. Like even this week, I don't even have a video to go up, and I didn't think about it all week because I've just been like adjusting to going back to work because they are asking us to come in twice a week. And I was already doing that, but I find like being forced to do it, I have a lot more difficulty like convincing myself to do other things when I'm dreading going to work, which I was already doing. So I don't know why. It's like when you're like already cleaning your room, and then your mom comes in and it's like, can you clean your room? And you're like, suddenly, I don't want to. That's how I feel right now about going to work. So I don't have a video. I am going live tonight with my friends Justin and Bobby. We're going to discuss The Mountain in the Sea. I will leave a link to the discussion up above because it'll definitely be over by the time this video goes up. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to mention that I think is really funny, because the story Rouge is obviously a French word. The main character comes from Montreal. Mona Awad comes from Montreal. So there's a lot of like little mentions about Montreal in the book that I find really fascinating. But the name of the store in Rouge is The Damsel in This Dress, which is a clever name for a store if I do say so myself. But what I find remarkably funny about that, and I think Mona Awad would know, and she's definitely adapting the book to international readers because obviously nobody wants to live in this hellscape of Quebec. But in Quebec, like that wouldn't fly for a name of a store. Like it would have to be in French. Otherwise the language police would come to your door. It's a very real thing. They do come to places to ask for you to change your stuff. So I think that was just like a little funny like misstep of Mona, but I do think it's potentially and probably on purpose just to adapt to, because obviously she's not going to get in here and start explaining Quebec politics to the rest of the world because they are that silly. But I just thought that was like really funny. And now I'm going to get into this book. I believe I am around chapter 4 or 5, but so many things were revealed last night in the discussion of this book that I'm itching to get to. I'm going to go in, highlight those parts I've already highlighted, read some more, and update you then. Hello, so I wanted to give an update on Rouge by Mona Awad because I am now about 150 pages into it and really, really loving it. I think right now we're definitely in Mona Awad's like surrealist, dreamlike horror type of fantasy where our main character, Mirabelle, is not, I don't think she's necessarily investigating her mother's death, but she's definitely interested in her mother's life and was suspicious that something more sinister or eerie was going on. Now, Belle has found what she thinks or believes is this like spa place where her mother used to go, and they do like treatments and stuff. And because Belle is so fascinated and obsessed with beauty and this concept of being facially perfect, she's very intrigued by these people because they are so beautiful, and they're tempting her with this idea of being perfect and having treatments and whatnot. And because her mother was so beautiful and she associates her mother in her head so fondly with looking good and looking young and beautiful, whereas she herself experiences, because she is mixed race, experiences this constant obsession with trying to be like her mother and be like society, that everybody's so beautiful and perfect, right? And the people at this spa are super welcoming to her and wanting her to be there and join them. And obviously there's this like horrific feel. Mona Awad always does this where like her main characters kind of join in this horror very willingly because they are all at sad moments in their life, and she's currently dealing with the grief of the loss of her mother, right? So her mental state is not there to kind of make more logical decisions, right? And right now she has been offered to get a free treatment. This is actually the scene that Mona Awad read at the launch party, so it was nice to like revisit that scene and really listen to it knowing what we know. Mona Awad was talking about how this is like her most fairy tale-ish type of book, and it's definitely reminiscent of like Snow White, but there haven't been seven dwarves unless I haven't noticed. But there hasn't been anything really related to the story except for this discussion of like being the fairest and being the most beautiful in all the land. And I have a feeling that some sort of vampiric type of creature, I'm gonna call it now, if I'm wrong we'll all laugh together, but I have a feeling that some sort of vampiric creature is going to make their way into this, because the members of this spa are really, they're giving me vampire vibes. I will definitely be continuing it. I just have to run some errands in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna go run them with my friend, and maybe I'll come back to you later, maybe I won't. We'll see. Hello, this is more of a quick update. I'm 200 pages in, and the vampire like vibes are very strong, so I wouldn't be surprised if I'm correct. Hello, I just got back from the gym. Ignore my fridge, please. But I'm making myself a coffee right now, and then I'm going to sit back and try to finish Rouge today because I want to get this vlog up this week. I have about, let me get it. This is an awkward angle for the two of us. So I'm at page 261, and I believe this is 360 pages. Yeah. About 370. So I have 110 pages left in Rouge. I think I could definitely finish today. It's just about sitting down and focusing on it, which I will do for you right now.
A few moments later.
I have to make supper, so I just want to make a quick update before my real update, to say that I literally cried at the end of this book. This book, I think a lot of people are going into this expecting it to be a commentary on the beauty industry, and it is, but it's really a book about like womanhood and motherhood. And I think that that's a very unique distinction that not a lot of people are mentioning, obviously, in the blurb. Mother-daughter relationships are very crucial to this book. And that's all I want to say. I'm going to make myself some soup. I'm gonna chill, and then I will update this vlog when tomorrow, maybe later, I don't know, but whatever, we'll see. Hello, welcome to the finale. Welcome to my final thoughts on Rouge by Mona Awad. I love this, as I am prone to love Mona Awad books. I just think she has such a way with captivating a creepy type of writing that like just entrances you as a reader, and the way she formulates atmosphere to really tell readers like this is going to fuck you up. I think it's just a talent that she really embraces, and I'm proud of her for that. Overall, I think this book was fascinating. I think the discussions on beauty were fascinating, but I want to emphasize that this book, in my opinion, is not solely focusing on the beauty standards and what we expect in beauty entirely. Like, I don't think this book is entirely about that. I think primarily what this book is tackling is womanhood and motherhood. The relationship between the mother and daughter in this book is fascinating, very real, obviously in a more exaggerated sense, but very real, and works as the center of this discussion. The reason Belle has these beauty standards and the reason Belle thinks about herself in whatever way she does is because of the way she emulated these thoughts from her mother. I'm not sure how this is coming across and if it's clear, but I just want to emphasize that obviously when we're discussing beauty standards in women, yes, the patriarchy has a lot to do with what we value in women and the beauty that we set for women, especially when we look into racial biases in the beauty industry, fatphobic biases in the beauty industry, and all of that. But that is perpetuated by the misogyny that unfortunately hides amongst internal misogyny with women. And then in addition to that, the expectations that we place on ourselves as women is often tied to our relationships with our mothers, relationships with womanhood, beauty. It's all together. I hope I made that clear. So I think that this was such a captivating relationship, and the conclusion to this relationship is part of the reason why I fucking cried yesterday. Because despite the mom dying in the beginning, it's not a spoiler, it's in the beginning, it's in the synopsis, she is such a crucial vantage point for our main character within this book. So overall, I give this a 4.5 stars. It just was missing like a je ne sais quoi that it needed. I don't know exactly what it is that could not allow me to give this 5 stars, but I think were I to reread this in the future and really like notice, even though I tabbed quite a bit and noticed quite a bit of things, I think I may potentially find more in reading this. And I think that that's true for all of Mona Awad's works. I definitely think that there is more under the surface than like you can even imagine. But overall, I did really enjoy this. Obviously, I had a fantastic time. This read so quickly for me because I find just once Mona Awad pulls you in, she pulls you in. I do think that the surrealist nature of the book starts much, much earlier than in her other books. But despite that, I think she did a solid job. As usual, a creepy main character, a creepy atmosphere, a creepy writing, and just an overall creepy but fantastic book. But that's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, if you've read Rouge, let me know down below what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you even hate it? I don't think that's possible, but if you did, let me know down below. I would love to see other people's opinions because obviously I'm a little bit biased because I love Mona Awad. But if you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. And of course, because it is the end of the video, who would I be talking about a book on beauty, of wanting to succumb ourselves to capitalism, if I didn't ask you to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. I tell you every time, truly, but it does wonders for my channel. It makes me feel really good. And that's it. I don't know how to end these things ever, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye!